Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. What am I doing? Well, I'm waiting for you guys to start the show. What, I gotta do all the work around here? More than happy to do so. Hey everybody, Chris Pirillo here with the LockerGnome Daily Report. Thank you, all the Gnomies who are joining us here in the chat room, including, I guess, a new one, Car Newark. We also have Ben Tar, Fogarty, Ben Barley's Nut, Tyler Biedka, Right Noob, Ed's Computer Support, Tech Guru, JR89, PC509, Albertos Lopez. We also have NY23, April Elise Martin. I have yet to tune in to one of her DJ sessions. I really want to do that. Browser Nerd, Sharp Claw, Magic Tracks, Brian M, Micaiah, Rob Heathcote, Kyle K, Matt Guru 15, who apparently is German, or at least knows German. Guten Tag is German for it's German for I don't know. Actually, I know what it's. Good day. It's good day. Although you have to be careful with gluten because some people can't have products with gluten in it. They have to be gluten free. So it's gluten. I don't know if that word translates into German, but it's kind of funny because you go everywhere here in America and you can't avoid gluten. I always ask when I go into restaurants and there's a gluten-free option, I always ask for extra gluten. That always gets them to, what? But it works. And I get my extra gluten. It's helped me. I didn't realize I needed more than the average person when it comes to gluten. Have too much gluten and then it'll go directly to your glutinous maximus. Actually, it'd be your gluteus maximus. That's another Welcome. Glad you could join us here, whether you are registered Gnomie or just out there in the YouTube live audience. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in today. YouTube is still working on the audio encoding bug. Allegedly, they're going to be taking a look at the issues that I've submitted for previous live episodes. While the audio should be broadcast fine during this particular live stream, if it's choppy after it's been recorded, that's a problem with YouTube. And we're looking at, they are looking into it, allegedly. Other YouTube updates. What would you like to see my dad do on a regular basis? I gotta ask this. I may actually record a separate video on this altogether. Because his videos are very popular. And I think we should incorporate more of him in the regular flow of LockerGnome videos. We just gotta think of something that he could do on a regular basis. A hook. More than anything. His video, I guess, I would say has gone viral. The video where he was trying Windows 8 for the first time, getting lost. The 4-minute video part, at least, not the full live version. And I can say that he was doing quite well with that video. And then when John Gruber from DaringFireball.net, one of my all-time favorite Apple oriented blogs. He also blogs about baseball, but largely in the world of Apple punditry. Very few other people on the planet, I think, get it the way that John gets it. He ended up linking to a blog, not of ours, but of someone else's blog post that had embedded the video, fixingwindows8.com. It was nice to see John pay attention to that, because he understands exactly what my frustrations with Windows 8 have been, what my dad's frustrations with Windows 8 has been, and really what will likely turn into the world's frustrations with Windows 8. The dad challenge seems to have worked well enough. We have at least one video submission that I thought was fair, and we ended up driving a bit of traffic. We drove about 16,000 views to that video on its own, so that was a fair amount just for taking that dad challenge. I asked everybody to do it, and some of you one of you kind of listened. Actually, it was before I issued the challenge that you posted it, but you got the idea, and certainly it was true to form. Windows 8, despite what some people would have you believe, is really trying to make everybody happy. And when you try to make everybody happy, nobody's happy. And I think that, unfortunately, is the way Windows 8 is going to be. More people will compare Windows 8 to iOS or an iPad experience than I think they will OS X or a classic desktop experience. I hope that Microsoft or someone at Microsoft wakes up and realizes they have to get Arrow out of touchscreen interfaces, or I guess user experiences or UX, and they have to get Metro out of traditional desktop environments with usability paradigms that include a keyboard or a mouse for a pointing device. So anyway, thanks for spreading word on the videos. I think he's up to 300,000 views on that one video. Insane. He's going to hit 500,000 soon. He was freaking out when he saw that. It was kind of neat. So let's go ahead and average Joe consumer reviews for apps, browsers, etc. Average Joe consumer reviews? Average Joe? Should we say Average Joe and have him review software and stuff?
That would be cool.
Did he just fart on you?
Did you hear
I heard Wicket fart on your lap.
He farts like a human.
Wow, Wicket.
Remember I told you?
And see, the funny thing is Diana just made her world-famous chili casserole.
No.
Wicket had none of this. I'm sorry, what is it?
Frito chili pie.
It's Frito chili pie. Oh, where's the pie?
That's what it's called.
I'm not disappointed at all, because this is delicious. Wicket just farted and you hug him? How does that work?
He doesn't know any better.
He knew better. He was sitting on your lap and he farted.
He's done that.
Get away from me!
At least they don't stink.
You say they don't stink. Getting my energy. It's hard. When Diana makes anything, it's hard to not want to eat it. You can't, you have, oh. It's so good. Oh, you have no idea. Diana should do recipes. You should do a recipe. It took you like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's like, has anybody heard of it?
I don't know.
Frito chili pie.
Frito chili pie, we have no idea. See, there we go. We got average Joes, we got average Dianas, and average Chris's doing this. Happy Pie Day, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
3.14. Although the real true Pi Day was March 14th in 1592. We only celebrated that once. That was true Pi Day. Let's try to stay on topic. Thank you. I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset. I was just wanting to keep things on topic. That's all I ask. So, speaking of on topic, let's talk. I've got my own sound effect machine now with the ring. Oh, it's broken. No, just kidding. It's not. It's still here. Still intact. Look at that. It's round. Just like my love for you. It's round. Like my belly's going to be after I eat your food. That's love. Being full and still eating everything on Diana's plate. It's a lot of food. All right, Focused. Should you consider alternatives to Windows shells? That's our first article on LockerGnome.com. Take a look at the link in the video's description to read along with me. And you should do that during the live broadcast, because at some point I'll be pulling in Google Analytics to see the top 10 countries who are viewing the live video feed right now. If you're not visiting LockerGnome.com, then your country probably will not count. And I would like to see one day where more people come in from a country that isn't the United States. But to this point, it's all the U.S. So, hate to say it. I make it really convenient for you, too, by putting the link there. All right. I'm gassy, too. I remember back in the day when I replaced the program manager with a utility called Plugin for Windows. This is back in the days of like Windows 3.11. It allowed me to change the mouse cursor, gave me like a right-click or a context menu directly on the desktop. And the desktop back in those days wasn't the desktop that you've grown accustomed to with Windows 95 and beyond. It was different. And that was really my first time in an alternative shell for Windows. And I don't know if you knew this, but they still create alternative Windows shells. If you like Windows for everything that it offers you, but you're not a big fan of the Windows desktop, the environment, Explorer, any of that stuff, you might think about looking into some alternative Windows shells. They're still alive and kicking, believe it or not. But the question, should you consider these alternatives? Instead of the Windows that you have, should you be considering these alternatives? Well, here's a few ideas. If you haven't already looked at the link that we've put in the description, feel free to click it. It's a link on LockerGnome. Should you consider alternative Windows shell? I'm going to go ahead and +1 it so that everybody who circled me on Google Plus will know that this is something you might consider. One, a performance increase. A possible performance increase. Now, I know a lot of PC users, or at least traditional geeky PC users, eke out as much performance as they possibly can from their hardware through software. If you're looking for an edge, what about looking into a shell that may actually get you increased performance? Same computer hardware, same platform in general. You're still using Windows. It's just the shell, the environment that you're loading is different than the one that Microsoft gives you. So a performance increase may certainly be in your future if you try one of the desktop environments or shells that we've featured here in the article. Customizability. And customizability is really the hallmark of an alternative shell for Windows, if you didn't already know this. You don't like the way Windows says you can only customize things a certain way. You go with an alternative shell, and you can customize things 7 ways from Sunday. Sometimes even 8 ways from Sunday. You can customize your Windows experience more. And you thought it was just all about desktop wallpapers and changing sound files. No, it's not the case. And you're probably thinking, Chris, I'm frugal. I like trying things, but I'm not sure if I really want to spend money on these desktop environments, these alternatives to the Windows Explorer shell. You might know that many of them are free. Emerge Desktop, Enigma Desktop, Easy Desktop is not free. There's at least a couple of others that we have mentioned that shouldn't set you back too much. And really, these things, these alternative shells, are for tweakers. People who love modifying things and tweaking things to the nth degree. They're easily installable, easily removed, and something you might consider if Windows is getting a bit long in the tooth for you. You can't wait for Windows 8. You want to try something different now. Have a completely different experience than just about everybody else out there. Think about an alternative Windows shell. And we've linked them and given you more of a description in the article that's in the description of this particular video. You know what I forgot? I forgot to tell people on Facebook that I'm streaming. And I also forgot to tell people on Twitter that I'm streaming. And I also forgot to like this video. Unlike 84 people beat me to liking this video. But who else liked this video? I can't tell from here. But 25 of you plus one the video. The first 25 people to plus one this video: Sean Jordan, Skylar Johnson, Jamie Bouch, Stacey Ferris, and Kenneth Allen. Boy, Stacey was slipping for a while there. He wasn't in the top 5. Now he's back in the top 5 there, I tell you. I'm sorry, Adam Trailer. I also caught your email. We've got a webinar happening tonight on personal branding. If you have a website or you're doing services for other people, businesses or individuals, if you have a YouTube channel, you definitely want to attend tonight's webinar on personal branding. Available exclusively for Nomies. It will be recorded, so even if you can't catch it live tonight, you'll be able to catch up with it after the fact. Too busy for March Madness? There's an app for that. I'm mad, if for no other reason than it's March, and there's a thing called March Madness. So we're all supposed to walk around being angry. I don't really understand why or what it has to do with basketball, but every time I hear about March Madness, there is a basketball in the middle of the court. Yeah, you notice it too? I don't quite understand. You might understand this March Madness thing, basketball in general. And if you're too busy, there's an app for that. Let's say you wanted to participate in March Madness. You wanted to set up your own brackets. You don't have an endless amount of hours to analyze all the stats the way that someone who had more time in their hands could do. Think about picking up Pick My Bracket. It's an app that's available. And you can click it. It's link. Oh, look, it's a web-based app. No, wait, hang on. No, wait, yeah, you can do this here and that there, and you can pick your bracket on your iPad too, if you have an iPad. I'm assuming many of you have iPads at this point, and if not, I'm sure you will have an iPad at some point in the future. Okay, that's probably a bad prediction. It's also probably a bad prediction to say that you can pick all the winners. But if you need help picking the winners, you might think about pickmybracket.com. Not a basketball fan, never really played it much past, a couple of free throws, why did I always lose money when I did free throws? I should never have gambled with that. Either way, I know there are quite a few sports fans based on the sports video that we did yesterday talking about top iPhone apps related to sports for sports enthusiasts or people who just like playing games on their mobile devices. Any other March Madness tools, tips, tricks we might share with our community of sporty geeks? And I get enough of a workout just sitting here. Now, this isn't flop sweat yet. If you like it, you know someone who is into March Madness, let them know. There is an app for that. All right. Give me a second. I'm looking here. You have a handful of devices sitting around you, I'm assuming, if you're an average consumer. Maybe you only have one. You probably need to charge it every so often. And when you do need to charge it, how do you go about doing that? Do you plug it into the wall? Well, unless your outlets have USB ports, you might need to use one of those, what do they call it, newfangled adapters. Let's see here. I got a few of them here. 1 second. There we go. I knew I had one here somewhere. One of these things, right? It plugs in, and then you plug in your USB cable, and you're off to the races. But did you realize that not all of these were created equal? Sometimes you get what you pay for. You may have one of these, and did you know that it could be a fire hazard? Yeah, sure, you could plug in a USB device and potentially charge it. But just because it was cheap doesn't mean it was good. You gotta know, these wall chargers are not created equal. And it's not to say that the cheapest wall charger is going to give you problems and the most expensive won't. just keep in mind that they're all built differently. In many cases, they won't be able to charge things that require more power, like an iPad. Sometimes they will, but if it's just a run-of-the-mill iPad, or I'm sorry, AC adapter, it may not work. A suction cup charger? My suction cups never need charging. I just lick them and then I'm good. So it's less about the wire mess, Carl, and it's more about keeping in mind that the hardware may not be compatible with all your devices. So we've outlined kind of a story behind this. Ron has recently experienced some problems with his wall chargers, and stating that they're not all created equal. So you can take a look at his tale that he's posted in the link that we've provided in the video's description there on LockerGnome.com. See, look, there's a link somewhere. You can click it to read. And I think the takeaway from this article is, what wall charger do you like and why? I mean, assuming you have at least one of these things lying around, what's the best one out there? I'm curious to know, as is Ron. Feel free to leave a comment either here or there. I actually saw that before, but I decided to pull out all the cables because I thought it was fun. App Store Chronicle. Been a while. How to log into Bank of America and other things you thought you already knew. Very interesting. Hang on. How to log into Bank of America. Okay. You'd think that many users would know how to do something if you knew how to do it. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's not very intuitive to get something done. For example, one of the videos that someone had uploaded in relation to their dad, not my dad, having problems with Windows 8, that dad said, or the father said, well, I just go to Google. Google knows everything. And people go to Google for a lot of things. And we're certainly aware of what people search for on Google, including how to log into Bank of America. Now, I'm going to ask the Nomies, what do you believe would be the steps to log into Bank of America? It's really as simple as this. Go directly to bankofamerica.com and then follow the directions from there. That's really where it begins. Don't go to Google to ask how to log into Bank of America. Now, the one thing you got to keep in mind is that you may go into your web browser and type in bankofamerica.com, but if your computer's been infected, whether you are running, OS 10, Linux, Windows, that keying in that address may redirect you somewhere else if DNS settings have been poisoned. So there's a possibility that even going that far could get you into trouble. There are certain ways you can verify you are absolutely at bankofamerica.com. One way is a visual notification, like right there in the web browser, says Bank of America. It's got the padlocks, so you know everything's secure. Or maybe it's colored green, depending on the way your web browser uses things. So it may seem pedestrian, but you've got to keep in mind all of these things when you're going to do any type of financial transactions online. Clicking a link in email, worst thing you could possibly do when it comes to providing a transaction. Because again, it could be spam. It could be a phishing attempt. If they're asking you to reply with your username and password, it's a scam. So we've done an article just for those who, and thank you, by the way, Micaiah, for the note there. For those of you who, didn't realize that logging into Bank of America was as simple simple as going to your web browser and typing in bankofamerica.com. Some other things you may keep in mind to keep yourself from accidentally giving your information to somebody else. There are certain steps you can go through to make sure you're not giving your credentials to somebody who shouldn't be seeing them. All right, now we've got why wait for Windows Phone 8, Windows Phone 7 phones you can buy today. Indeedy-doo. Sometimes I do get sucked into the chat. Jaw's kind of sore. All right. So are you waiting for Windows 8 before you upgrade your PC? I mean, you can try Windows 8 on your current PC or inside a virtual machine, as many of you have done. But if you can't wait for Windows Phone 8, there are plenty of Windows Phone 7 phones. Windows Phone 7 phones. Yeah, I guess that's the only way of saying it, that are available today. I'm hoping to be able to take a look at the Lumia 900, not yet released, but certainly seems to be one of the Windows phones to beat. And, you know, for all the reasons that you've likely already figured out if you've read anything about the specifications for the phone. By and large, though, the Windows Phone 7 experience is nice. I've long said that Metro works very well on a touch screen. I think my biggest frustration with a Windows Phone 7 device is that either the screen's not large enough or you know, I want it. Well, no, that's my only complaint. The screen's not large enough. But that's the only for Metro, because Metro plays much better on a bigger screen, which is why I believe Windows 8 will be successful, or has a potential of being successful, I should say, on touch environments, so long as they get rid of arrow and backwards compatibility with applications. Microsoft is moving that direction with Windows Phone 7, or at some point would likely be called Windows Phone 8. You can pick up Windows phones today for as little as $39. And some people are quick to compare a Windows Phone to, let's say, an Apple device like an iPhone. And I'm not so quick to make that comparison. You're better off comparing, and I believe I've said this before, Windows Phone 7 or Windows Phone 8, whatever they're going to call it today, to Google and Android, because Microsoft's just licensing that operating system. They're letting anybody, you know, well, not anybody, but someone can take the ball and run with it. They're not controlling the experience. Apple's the only one that's controlling the full experience. Microsoft doesn't do that. So it's competition for Android more than it is for iOS. Doesn't mean that a consumer doesn't have to choose between one or the other, but in terms of market share, it's probably more likely to take away from Android than it will take away from iOS. You know, you can watch the numbers, you can see what happens, but you know, Windows Phone 7 is kind of nice. It's smooth. You know, they've definitely done a lot of work with it. It continues to improve over time. A handful of niceties built into it. Of course, if you live inside the world of Microsoft, it just makes sense that you'd be with a Windows Phone 7. Don't judge Windows Phone 7 or what might be Windows Phone 8 on the idea of what the Windows mobile experience was just a few short years ago. They continue to evolve. And if you like Metro on Windows 8, the consumer preview, whether you've used it on the desktop or in a mobile environment with a touchscreen, you will probably fall in love with Windows Phone 7 and what might likely be Windows Phone 8. So my question is, How many of you guys out there currently have a Windows phone? Are you buying it? If not, why not? And if so, why? Take a look at the article. We've listed a few rather nice Windows phones that you can pick up today without waiting. Some options for you that if you didn't already realize are, well, they're there. Okay. Google Analytics, the top 10 locations. Number 1 by a long shot, US. 2, United Kingdom. 3, Australia. 4, Canada. 5, Norway. 6, Belgium. 7, Brazil. 8, Ireland. 9, Mexico. 10, Netherlands. New Zealand was beat out, as was Spain, Germany, Greece, and Poland. You guys don't count today. Sorry, I gave you a chance to visit LockerGnome.com over the course of this particular broadcast, and some of you guys did okay. Some of you not so much. Stop hitting your desk. I can't help hitting my desk, dude. It's gonna happen. I had a Windows Phone 7 who ended up going back to iPhone 4. Oh, wow. Wow. Backlink of the day. Jmurphynation.com. He's been the backlink of the day a few times. Link back to post with LockerGnome on LockerGnome.com about why students should be using Google Docs. So if you want to be considered the backlink of the day, all you need to do is link back to LockerGnome.com. It's really not that difficult to do. What are you drinking? I'm drinking water. I was going to try to hold it up so they can see through it, but...
Yeah.
Can you hear that? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you?
It's the ice.
Oh, it looks good. So we've gone on beverages. I just love these tangents that we take during these live broadcasts. You never really know what's going to happen. Speaking of never really know what's going to happen, do we have any questions from the audience now that we've covered 5 LockerGnome articles, the backlink of the day? The Nomi of the day is... Diana, who's the Nomi of the day?
Nomi of the day is... I forgot his username, but it's Zachary?
You forgot his username, but it's Zachary?
Yeah, I know it's got the name Zach in it. I took note. I need to start writing it down. I'll see it here.
You're disappointing everybody.
No, his name's Zach.
Someone just asked if I'm buying the new iPad. I am not buying the new iPad. Because I already did, and it's getting here Friday, and we'll be doing a live unboxing.
New York 23 is trying to trick me.
New York... Zarlak? Was that Zarlak? That's not Zach. Know me the day yesterday, was you, Airwolf. I think we forgot. Google +1 buttons have turned red. Now, anybody notice this? Yes, 2811 on YouTube. Indeed, I did notice it. I do not like the change. It's a bit jarring. And more importantly, this is why I think they're stupid. So 64 of you have +1 this video. I can tell because 64 shows up over my Google +1 browser extension. So if you +1 this video on the video page, it will get +1 here, and I'll see the 64 people. But see how both of them are red? It's impossible to read that number now. It used to be so much easier to read when the background was blue. I could read it like when it zoomed in, but not in a normal mode. Let me hit refresh and show you. See, now it says 68, so 4 more of you have +1 this video. It's not bad. It's just when I have the page set, or I guess the view set as normal, it's very difficult to pick up that number. There's not enough contrast. So maybe I should do a video on the iPad 3 unboxing that we're going to be doing on Friday, because we've got a couple more days.
Yes.
Not swift on color, especially if someone's colorblind. Exactly. All right. Ready, honey?
Ready.
I was just asked a couple of seconds ago if I was going to be getting the new iPad, third generation iPad. And this may come to a surprise to all of you, but no, I'm not going to buy the new iPad. Not really disappointed. It's just that I already bought it! Like, minutes after I could buy it, of course I bought it! Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be getting rid of the iPad 2. The iPad 2 is still going to continue to float around here. It's still a great machine. Does everything I need it to do. I'll be able to have it around when I have an iPad on one side of the house. I can have another iPad on the other side of the house. iPads are wonderful devices, and I will be getting the new iPad. So what I wanted to let you know specifically at this time is that I will be unboxing the new iPad here on YouTube live. Hopefully it gets here in time for TLDR. That is the LockerGnome Daily Report, the regular old live broadcast that I do every weekday at 3 p.m. So the plan is, if I get it before 3 p.m., we'll be unboxing it at 3 p.m. If I get it after 3 p.m., I'll be unboxing it after 3 p.m., but still a part of TLDR. We'll do like this whole camp out thing of a live broadcast where we normally do our stuff, waiting for the iPad to come in live. 3 p.m., just like normal, on Friday, a live unboxing of the new iPad. And likely with it, probably also going to do some comparisons between the iPad 2 and the new iPad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to run any benchmarks, really, if it's going to seem faster, but I will give you my impressions. It's going to be, I think, very difficult to show you the differences in terms of pixel density, or PPI, between the new iPad screen and the old iPad screen. The new iPad is not its name. We've covered this before. It's just iPad. It's not even the iPad, it's iPad. But we'll be doing a handful of videos likely related to the new iPad, including the unboxing. So feel free to join us on Friday. You'll know the iPad has arrived because either I'll show it during the live broadcast, which I hope you'll tune in for, or I will have it sitting on my desk, and you can tune in at the regular old live video feed at live.pirillo.com. So feel free to join us then. Yes, the video, the unboxing, will be recorded so that if you missed the live broadcast, you can always catch up with it after the fact. That's cool. But I just want to let you know that, yes, I will be getting the new iPad.
Good job.
Live unboxing of the iPad. The new iPad.
The title should be, I am not going to get it.
I'm not going to buy the new iPad because I already did.
No, not that
Oh.
part.
What?
You leave that part out because people will be like, what? I gotta click on that.
I would like some more chili pie.
Do you see how comfortable
We're celebrating Pie Day with chili pie. What is this called
The
again?
fact that Wicked's able to see you, he likes that.
Wicket sees me?
Because sometimes when I hold him down here, he's constantly trying to look up.
Because he thinks I have food. And in this case, he's right.
Because he hears you talking.
Are y'all eating pie for Pie Day? Mmm.
Hi.
Mmm.
What's
Mmm.
eating?
This is really good, honey.
Yeah.
You need to have some of this pie.
I wrote down.
You know Chris has an iPad because you feel a disturbance in the force. That's funny. What, baby?
What? Who can hate pie?
Who hates pie? How can you hate pie? That's like hating puppy dogs. Mm-hmm. You know what they need? They need a cake day.
Yeah.
We have pie day. We need cake day.
I agree.
You know, I think I like the crunchy. I don't like the soggy corn chips.
I know. It's because we should have ate it right away.
You know, or you sprinkle the corn chips on as you eat it.
But no.
They need to make a fork that you can add corn chips to it as you go like that, and the corn chips drop down.
No, it's because we waited. Because of TLDR.
We already have a Chris Day.
When?
July 26th.
That's.
My birthday.
Yes.
I hope that was chili I licked from my finger. No, you can't have it. Mm-mm.
Can't drink.
Nope. Can't have it. Nope. You want it?
Today's Diana Day.
No, every day is Diana Day around here. Make a YouTube. See, Josh812 on YouTube says, make a channel for cooking. I think we should try on LockerGnome. Will you guys give us permission? We should try a recipe, Diana. I want you to do your salsa recipe. I really do, honey. It's so good. And we'll call it Diana's Salsa Recipe, and we'll put it on the LockerGnome YouTube channel, and you guys will love us for it. Oh, trust me. I think we should.
Yes.
And I also want to see a video of my dad with that calculator. Because he did it in his channel, but I want to see it in the LockerGnome channel. Because that'll be pretty popular. I'm going to ask him to record it. I got to get Dad set up on Dropbox, though. Oh, my God. Or File Mail. He could use... Did he just fart again?
No.
Oh.
I was just thinking Dropbox.
I'm the one eating chili.
He doesn't like the cloud. He's definitely not going to like Dropbox.
I'm making everybody hungry. I'd love to see this salsa recipe. See, Hollywood Lights 1992 on YouTube says...
And there's two for when for like a simple one and then a more difficult one.
Which is the one that I like?
You like both, but when the tomatillos aren't in season, we use a simple one.
Oh, I like the tomatillo one. Are they in season?
Well, I mean, like, I don't think they are yet.
Oh.
But when they're not, even the simple one is just as good.
Okay. Well, we'll do one. We should do one soon. We should do a Diana salsa recipe video. I want to try that. I bet you people will love it. I really do. Gotta go get back to work. Oh, I'm sorry. Why can't you upload folders to SkyDrive? Because it's Microsoft, I guess. They don't like folders. Actually, I could get Dad going on... No, Dropbox is probably the best place for Dad to do it. Have him install it. Have him drag the video into... God, oh, how is he going to do that? The easiest way Dad's going to be able to get that video to me... Because he's got it on the phone. How is he going to upload it to Dropbox? I think he can... Are you falling asleep? Daddy, I'm talking to you.
Look, we're both.
Am I making everybody fall asleep? Is that real? Am I done here?
Like, Logan and I are both.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for boring everybody. Guess I'll wrap it up. Done everything we needed to do. I'm gonna try to talk Dad through installing Dropbox on his phone, transferring the video by way of Dropbox to me, and then sharing that folder with me on Dropbox. And we'll see how that goes. That should be an adventure and a half. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks, everybody, for clicking the links that we've provided and reading the articles and commenting on the articles. We appreciate all the plus ones, the likes, the tweets, the retweets. You guys are the backbone of LockerGnome. We are just, we're your puppets. You control us. You let us know what you want more of, and we'll give you more of that. Thank you for your support. Subscribe to the LockerGnome newsletter. Subscribe to the channel. All you know-me's, thank you so much. By the way, again, tonight, the personal branding webinar is happening in about an hour's time. You still have time to join that live. If you've got a YouTube channel or a website or a Twitter account you're trying to do something with, maybe turn it into a personal brand. Thank you. YouTube says I'm not boring. I appreciate that. And the 136 likes. Only 78 plus ones on today's video, though. Maybe one day we'll hit 100 plus ones on a video. We got the 143 likes, but only 78 plus ones. That's okay. It's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Just take time. I understand. The word of the day is chili.
Yum.
Pie. Chili pie.
Yeah.
Chili. Diana's chili pie. It's got, because otherwise they could say chili in the middle of the broadcast and have no idea. Diana's chili pie. Diana's chili. Oh, so good. It's not. It doesn't even look like a pie. I thought it was a casserole, but it was a pie in casserole's clothing. I feel conflicted, bewildered.
One more.
Confused. That was pedestrian. Teaching people words. Here's the word of the day. Assuage. Yeah, it's a real word. word. I can't even say word. It's a real word. The word is assuage. I guess for dyslexics it would look like sausage, but it's assuage. Sorry, not to offend any of you dyslexics, and I know there are many of you out there. I, myself, am numerically dyslexic. So just keep that in mind. And yes, I believe that's a real condition for me. And I'm saying that because I had a horrible time in math class. Not sausage, assuage. Try not to assuage your guilt in not knowing what assuage was. So, thank you. Feel free to stop by the live video feed. You can watch the Home Office 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and possibly even hear the Gnomies chatting away in TeamSpeak about one thing or another. 24 hours a day, 7 days. Did I already say that? 24 hours a day, 7 days. 24 hours a day, 7 days. I started saying that just a couple seconds ago and I stopped myself. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.